Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Paulus Finn, your internet friend. How have you been? How have you been? You're watching some very unexciting gameplay footage from Dust 514. This is a PC, a week before the game's getting ready to end with My Court Predators Pack versus Moose Knuckle Pro. So, enjoy the footage. Honestly, I'm sort of messing around, but that doesn't really matter, does it, anymore, since this game is going the way of the dodo, as was so delightfully said during the FanFest interview, which I'm sure many of you have watched. Great way to start the interview by saying, Dust has gone the way of the dodo. We're going to make a new version of it, put it on PC. Yay! Okay. So anyway, here's what's been going on in my life. In my gaming, I'm up to 951 days in a row of consecutive logins on Dust. No, I'm not bragging, because who in their right mind would brag about that? Right. Nobody. You're bragging about playing a dying game almost 1,000 days in a row. Not much to brag about. But, if a game is great and you enjoy it, it's great and you enjoy it. This game is not great, and I enjoy it. But so many of you also probably enjoy this game, and if you don't, and if you didn't get the chance, you missed something special. Um, and it's been hard for me to pinpoint what is actually so special about this game. Um, some would say the community, but isn't that true about most of the hardcore followers of games? They have a good community, usually. Community may be trolly, they may be entertaining, they may be angry and bitter and fighting like the husband and wife, the husband and the wife. But, the community could be racial, like this one has tended to be toward the end of the game here, where you have a lot of the Latino players and the American and Euro players sort of going at it and not really liking each other and saying things honestly probably nobody should be saying or joking about. But if you like joking about things like this, about this game, it can be fun. Now, somehow I missed this heavy here, and look at this. What was I doing? What was it? I just wasn't expecting him to be there. But to miss a heavy, to not see him on my scanner, which he had to be, right? Right? Yeah, he must have been on my scanner, right? Maybe not. Maybe I was blocked. And maybe that's why he didn't show up. But anyway, somehow I missed that, guy right there. But anyway, I told you I was messing around on this game. It sort of turned into that for me a lot at the end here. I noticed really the last week I've had a hard time playing. I'm playing the game, but I'm kind of burnt out because since they announced the game was ending, I have played a lot, unlike maybe a lot of the players that I've actually seen, who, well, they've there's a couple of interesting players making their comebacks, just occasionally, just sort of visiting, horrible with the mag set there, by the way. I don't know where this guy goes. I saw him. Now I can't see him. Where's he at? Okay. He's over there, by the way. I think he just poked up and went on by. Anyway. So the game is ending pretty fast, and unfortunately for me, really the last month or so has not been real fun. I've had to restore my computer twice now. I had to buy a new PlayStation 3 and then return a new PlayStation 3 and install the operating system on the PlayStation 3 hard drive like 3 times. So I've lost a lot of game footage. Sure, maybe some of you already knew that. And I had some series that I was working on, including classic games, that I'm missing out on getting to do. So that's kind of disappointing for me. But with Dust ending, I'm actually going to have times to do more things. So the more things is coming. I don't know how soon the more things is coming, but Lord willing, good Lord above, you know, Lord willing, the new things are coming, including talking about building a better MMO FPS, and maybe even not an MMO FPS. I've actually been playing Skyrim lately. Yes, I have a ton of other games I could play, and if you don't understand, yeah, I feel you. I've beat the game probably 12 times, you know, and ran basically every type of character you can run on Skyrim, and yet about once a year I feel the urge to play Skyrim again. So, hey, you like what you like, you know, and it is one of the highest rated games probably of all time. So I've been doing that, and it's amazing to me to play that game and go, man, they could have built an online shooter, well, not an online shooter, but an online MMO with this game that I just would have really enjoyed with Skyrim. And it's so simple to me how to build an open world game like that, except for the fact that I'm not the one doing it, and why do I throw a grenade there? And of course, everybody runs away. So, you know, anyway. But yeah, I'm really interested in building better games and seeing what developers can do. And we're going to be talking about Project Nova some. Uh, if you don't know, when Dust ends, Project Nova will actually release on the PlayStation 3. Yes, the pre-alpha, you know, started 3 years ago actually with this game, and so I'm basically assured that CCP will release Project Nova, you know, immediately upon the end of Dust. Of course, I may get in trouble for saying this. I am the one who leaked, you know, last year that Warlords 1.3 had already been released. And probably in the greatest, most comical patch forum post of all time, I explained how that I knew that it had been released, and the post got banned because CCP didn't want everybody to know that Warlords had actually been released. And honestly, if they told the truth about the way the game was going to play when Warlords 1.3 was released, everybody would have been up in arms. So Warlords 1.3 was released. Yes, you do have to run multiple Kincats to play the game now. Didn't know if you knew that, but if you like to stack shields, you're not allowed to do that in the new patch. You have to run at least one complex Kincat, or else the game does not work. So I didn't know if you guys knew that. But there was a whole list of things that of patch notes that I happened to get my greasy little fingers on, you know, and I tried to release it to the community in a forum post, and it didn't get released. So I definitely wanted you guys to know that yes, Project Nova is coming to PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, and the Wii U, by the way. Wii U, one of the most advanced video game systems made, if you did not know. So hopefully you guys will you know, get your systems on and start playing Project Nova. I'm sure you saw at FanFest how much Nova already looks like Dust, and you know how much it seems to play like Dust. And it was kind of amazing to hear all the people talking about being excited for Project Nova, and I'm going, man, that looked like Dust, you know. So hey, I'm just giving my opinion there, but Project Nova to me looks a lot like Dust so far. And we were talking not too long after this game ended, actually, about the fact that Project Nova is, you know, probably never going to be made. Yes, I'm not trolling here. I am of the opinion that Project Nova may not ever be made. I do think there will be a push for Project Nova to be eventually a VR project on either the PlayStation headset the VR, PSVR, or the Oculus Rift, maybe the HTC Vive or something like that. But whatever, I do think there will be an effort to put out Project Nova in VR. Yes, I said it. Just giving a little commentary opinion here. Because that at FanFest, that seemed like the only thing that CCP was really interested in and the direction they were going in, you know. And the proof is in the video. I'm sure many of you have already seen the video. You've seen the posting that I put on YouTube where you could actually come to my channel and see the interview, post-interview, as well as the announcement. But if you didn't watch all of the keynotes and all that garbage from FanFest, which is, you know, interesting, I'm glad they do it. At least somebody does it. You know, cares about how the game's being made and all that. But you know, just amazing to me, because clearly the direction, with 3 games in a row being on VR, why not, you know, make Project Nova on VR? Because the honest question is CCP going to continue to make a first-person shooter and compete with the likes of Battlefield and Call of Duty and, you know, all the other Gears of War and Halo and whatever else? You know, those are already established markets, and I'm not sure this company has shown the ability to, at least with us, they've done some interesting things, but they really haven't shown the ability to make something, in my opinion, that can compete with those games. And also I think that Project Nova, when you look at it, they're going with a lot of elements from games like Battlefield and COD. They're going to try and speed up gameplay, and they're actually going to dumb it down. So you're going to see that, at least in my opinion, you're going to see Project Nova, if it does come out non-VR or get released, you're going to see something that's very dumbed down from what Dust was, or at least partially. So surprise, surprise, EVE players that want to play Dust on PC, it's not going to be like EVE. And anybody that's played EVE that's listening to this, I played EVE, I liked EVE. If it wasn't $15 a month to play a game that's over a decade old, I probably would still play it. If EVE was a buy-to-play game on PlayStation 3 or 4, I would probably buy EVE, pay 50 or 60 bucks for it, and play it. I liked EVE that much, but I don't believe any human with a brain should be paying a monthly subscription fee to a game unless it is, you know, basically their favorite game of all time. Because in paying $15 a month, in 4 months you could have bought another game and played another experience. So why would you pay for years and years on end, like many of the EVE players have done, you know, a subscription fee? And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what they want to do, that's great, and if they financially can afford it. But I do think they will be greatly disappointed at Project Nova, at least in the direction that it's going now. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the excitement of it being on PC will drive the fan base from EVE to Dust, but I wonder how many have been driven from EVE to Valkyrie. So we'll see. We'll see what the future holds. And I will get back on and hopefully be commenting on more videos. You may have noticed I lost my intro, which I spent hours working on, so that's really disappointing. I'm going to have to make up a new intro and get it edited and all that. But anyway, guys, thank you for continuing to listen. Rate, comment, like, and subscribe, and all that garbage. Anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate you enjoying Dust.